do another deep dive.
Mhm.
Today, we're going to be looking at something that's really fascinating, to me at least,
Okay.
Renaissance humanism.
Yeah.
And we've got some really interesting notes about it.
Yeah.
And really what I think is so cool about this is just, this change, this shift from
Right.
medieval thinking to the dawn of the Renaissance.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's a pivotal moment in history.
Yeah.
We're talking about a period where the way people viewed themselves in the world around them, underwent this radical transformation.
Totally. So let's set the stage here a little bit.
Okay.
These notes talk about how philosophy transitioned from the medieval period to the Renaissance,
Mm-hmm.
with humanism emerging as like this, popular philosophy during the Renaissance.
Right.
Can you walk me through that? Like, how did that transition happen?
Sure. So, imagine a world where everything revolved around divine will and religious doctrines.
Okay.
That was like the essence of the medieval period. Philosophy during that time, primarily served to kind of reinforce theological ideas.
Okay.
But as we move into the Renaissance, things begin to shift.
So that's where we get humanism.
Exactly. Humanism challenged that medieval mindset by placing humans, with all their potential and achievements at the center stage.
Yeah, it's really like putting the focus back on what humans could do.
Exactly. Think of it as a rediscovery of human capability and a newfound appreciation for individual achievement.
That's really cool. And speaking of individual achievement, these notes specifically mention Francesco Petrarch
Yes.
as a really key figure.
Yeah.
They call him like the first humanist, the father of humanism.
The OG humanist.
Yeah. So what made him so influential?
Well, Petrarch was captivated by the ancient Greek and Roman civilizations.
Okay.
He saw in their writings and their art a celebration of human reason and creativity and civic virtue. And it wasn't just about admiring the past, right?
Right.
It was about finding inspiration to build a better present and future fueled by human potential.
Oh, that's cool. So it was almost like he saw what they had done.
Yeah.
It was like, we can do that too. We can even do better.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So this is where I think we get into the humanities themselves.
Yes, absolutely. Humanism embraced what we now call the humanities.
Right.
Subjects like history, literature, philosophy, the arts, even government and law, all disciplines focused on human endeavors and experiences.
That's really interesting. But, if humanism is all about celebrating like human potential, wouldn't that clash with like the religious beliefs of the time?
That's a great question.
Because, we're still talking about, the Renaissance and the notes. It even mentioned that Roman Catholic Christianity still played a huge role.
Absolutely. It's a great question, and it gets to the heart of how humanism kind of navigated the existing religious landscape. It wasn't about rejecting religion. It was about expanding the focus to include a deep appreciation for human capabilities alongside faith.
So it's not like an either or.
Exactly.
It's like adding another layer to what they were already thinking.
Exactly. Think of the magnificent Renaissance art.
Okay.
While often depicting religious themes, it also portrayed human emotion and anatomy with a realism that we hadn't really seen before.
Wow.
That's humanism subtly at work, adding this depth to these existing traditions.
That's really cool. I never really thought about it that way. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the notes also make this distinction between humanism and medieval scholasticism.
Yes.
What were the key differences there?
Medieval scholasticism, while intellectually rigorous, relied heavily on religious dogma and sought to reconcile faith with reason.
Okay.
Humanism, on the other hand, encouraged a more independent pursuit of knowledge and emphasized human reason as a tool for understanding the world.
So it's almost like humanism was saying, okay, we don't have to just focus on the theological. We can look at all these other things that are going on around us.
Absolutely. It emphasized individual critical thinking and observation, even questioning long-held assumptions.
Right.
So while religion remained important, humanism dared to explore human potential and earthly experience with a fresh perspective.
I like it. So it sounds like humanism, was planting these seeds that would grow into some of the core values we hold today.
Yeah, it definitely laid the groundwork for future intellectual and cultural movements.
All right.
Its emphasis on human reason and individual potential and the pursuit of knowledge echoes through the Enlightenment and beyond, shaping our modern world in some really profound ways.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So if we had to sum it all up,
humanism
was all about shifting the focus back to potential human achievement.
Yes.
And embracing a wide range of subjects that explore the human experience.
Precisely. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it, given how much art, politics, and education were influenced by humanist thought during the Renaissance? How do those same principles continue to resonate in our world today?
That's a great question, and I think it's one that we all need to kind of think about and, maybe come up with our own answers.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been another fascinating deep dive.
It has.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time.
Sounds good.